Okay, so before I even start the video, she has no intro. So I guess because it's a serious subject for her, that's the route she's going. So let's get started. If you hear noise, I have the windows open and fire department's going by, and the dogs are out, so you might hear them too.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So this video is actually going to be about my previous video, and I'm doing a lemon mukbang. The pleasure and the pain. If my skin looks like oily, it's because I haven't been moisturizing my face
Because you
like I
don't
should
wash
be.
your face.
So
It has nothing to do with moisturizing your face, Chantal. You do not wash your face. You have admitted that. We see it for ourselves because you will post one video with that horrible eyeliner that you wear, and then the following day, it's the same eyeliner, except it's peeling off in certain sections. So you don't wash your face.
I put I bought a moisturizer, about 2 moisturizers from Lush. One I use regularly, the Skin's Shangri-La. And if you know Lush, you know that's one of the best ones.
No, it's not. It's horrible.
For sure. So I haven't really been using it. Like I go through bouts where I just don't care about my skincare routine. So now I care. And I know that sounds so weird. If you're not inside my head, you probably will never get it. I'm trying my
I get it.
best to make you guys understand, but
You
so I
have
use this
multiple
other
voices
moisturizer
in there talking to you.
Peace, because it has cocoa butter, almond, and aloe, and I don't know, I just like I find it a bit too heavy and not greasy, but just heavy, you know, that cocoa butter heaviness.
Is it actually cocoa butter or coconut oil? I'm curious. I don't know. I don't use Lush. I've bought it one time and I just don't like it at all. If it's coconut oil, that's not really good for your skin. It can clog your pores and cause acne, Chantal. Me, when I'll talk about myself for a minute, but growing up, I had acne. Not real bad, not like, I know some people get really bad acne, and then you would buy like the Clearasil, like all that kind of stuff, and put it on the acne. And what you're doing is making your skin worse by drying it out because your skin does need moisture. As I've gotten older, I found this one company, they sell it on Amazon. It's called QRX Labs. The cleansers that I use from there is glycolic acid gel cleanser, and there's a cleansing oil that they have on there. I use both of those. I swear by them. They're so good. And then another thing I would recommend for skin, and you have to take it for a while in order for it to start seeing the effects, is how do you pronounce it? I don't know how you pronounce it. It's pantothenic acid. It's PANTOTHENIC acid. It's basically vitamin B5 that does wonders for your skin. I highly recommend it. Anyways, I digress.
To use as like an everyday moisturizer, so I actually use it as a moisturizing mask, so I don't really waste it.
You're clogging your
It's like a
pores.
kind of
That's
an
why your
overnight
skin looks the
mask,
way
or
it
just a
does.
mask when I'm not going to be putting on makeup and I'm just going to be staying at home. So yeah.
And another brand I would recommend, and this is like old school, the regular oil of Olay. My grandmother used that. My mother used that. They didn't have wrinkles. That's another like over the counter one you could get like at Target or anywhere. That one I recommend, especially for your neck, the gobble gobble that ladies get as they get older.
Now, yesterday I did a video where I said I had a new health problem.
Clickbait.
And I didn't really want to talk about what it was. There's just some times where I feel like more vulnerable and like I don't want to talk about certain personal things. It's not that I'm trying to like clickbait you guys.
You are 100%.
You know, because I did have a new health issue, but I didn't really just want to talk about it. It's not something like, it's something that could potentially be serious, but it's not like right now super serious.
This issue that you think is potentially serious is already an issue for you. It's not potentially. It's like you've already done the damage, Chantal. And I've watched part of this video. That's why I had the list for the facial stuff. I didn't watch the whole thing because I had to go pick up my son from school. But yeah, you've done the damage already, Chantal.
As long as really start taking care of myself. So, and this is the thing, like it's just like I feel like just health wise, everything is just crumbling down. And I'm
Why?
not
We
coming on
told you
here,
that, didn't
to ask
we?
for sympathy. I'm just here to share my personal experiences in life.
And you know what? There's thousands of people at that moment, the moment this videotape, I mean, not videotape, but this post came out, pointing fingers saying, "We told you so." Thousands of people because they told you so, including me.
Good and bad, and regardless of the reception of them, basically. So, probably drink a lot of water in between.
Diabetic thirst.
There's quite a few new people that are watching me now. I see a lot of comments. I'm new here. I'm new here.
That's what's
So,
dangerous about
in
you.
case you actually, a lot of my videos are privated, my old ones, so you can't really go back and see like the health journey from the beginning in a lot of
Health
ways.
journey.
So basically,
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. What health journey? There was really never any health journey. You might have had like these little sporadic I want to lose weight bullshit going on during the few years that I've watched you, but there's really been no health journey whatsoever. If anything, the last couple years have been an STD and cocaine journey for you.
I'll just give you like a recap of my health issues. To and then I'll explain what's wrong with me now. So, where do I even start? So I'll just start with like obesity related illnesses. I don't want to get into like my whole health history, but currently the illnesses I have that are related to my morbid obesity. So I have sleep apnea, which I've had for years now. I don't even know
That's
how many
because
years.
you're
I would
obese.
have to
That's
think,
why you
and my
have
brain's not
that.
raining. So, it's been years since I've had that. Had the whole sleep study done, which is horrible, by the way. I don't know. Like when I'm forced to
Why are
sleep
you
at a certain time, it just doesn't.
I don't understand. You have sleep apnea because you're obese, not because it's some type of hereditary issue with you or your lungs are damaged due to chemical exposure or some crazy thing like that. It's because you are obese. Sleep apnea is literally a self inflicted condition.
Work for me. So, yeah, so that was interesting. But I got diagnosed with sleep apnea. How I knew I had sleep apnea, I get asked that a lot, was actually my mother noticed. Wow, my eyes look bloodshot. I'm just tired.
That's diabetes.
So
Makes you tired, Chantal.
some weird noises going on. Just I hope they're not too distracting. So I went to a cabin with my family. My grandfather like rented a cabin when he came down from Florida, and the whole family stayed there. This was years
What are
ago.
you talking about?
You know,
This
maybe
has
in 2000, maybe.
none of this crap has nothing to do with your kidney problems that you're having now. It has nothing to do with anything. What are you talking about? Like everyone says, you're clickbaity, you lie. This is for the new people that are uneducated on your bullshit. Just stop, Chantal. This is part of your problem. If you would just be honest with the audience and be honest with yourself, you could try to go on the right road to, get to better health. But considering you're doing this bullshit within this video, nope, you're still going to have the same behavior.
Like 2018, 2017, 2018. I just like I was always tired because I wasn't getting good sleep, and I would
What are
wake
you
up. One
talking
one
about?
indicator was I would wake up with pounding headaches. I would wake up in
That's probably because of the diabetes, and as well as because you're obese, your blood pressure is probably through the roof. Sorry about the dogs, they're outside. Your blood pressure is probably through the roof. Your cholesterol, God knows what your cholesterol is. Yeah, all of that, Chantal. This has nothing to do with sleep apnea. While, yes, I agree, sleep apnea can cause, those conditions for, other people. I don't believe that's the case with you, Chantal.
The the night, um, just like choking, and wouldn't know why.
And once again, I'm going to say this, I am not a medical professional, but I am very well experienced in dealing with type 2 diabetes as well as kidney issues and heart disease and heart failure. I've dealt with this for over 20 something years now. Not personally, but just people that I've taken care of.
And then one time I fell asleep on the sofa, like sitting up, even with my mom was there, and she's like, cutie, you're like, you need to get like sleep apnea assessment
Cutie,
because you're
you're
like
obese.
keep waking up and like gasping for air.
See, and that's the problem. Your mom has ruined you. Your mom has enabled this behavior. You're like 30 something years old and your mom's calling you cutie. Oh my goodness, get bent.
So, um, until I had my sleep study, I would sleep like propped up on the couch in my apartment, and yeah, it was not fun. So finally, when I had my CPAP machine, it
Oh
was
my
like,
lord, you
oh, it
hear
was
those
like a
dogs?
relief. I could
I'm sorry. I think the mailman's outside. The dogs go nutty.
sleep well, and I've had it since. So I have sleep apnea, and if you don't get that rectified, it's very dangerous. It increases your blood pressure, and
I
yeah, it's not you.
I'm sorry for all the pauses. I like how she's like literally in her brain trying to correlate the two, sleep apnea and I guess the kidney infection. Make it make sense, Chantal.
You have to get it treated eventually because it can lead to like heart problems and sometimes death if left untreated.
Sometimes.
So then a few years ago, I also had pulmonary embolisms, which I've had twice. The first time, I just noticed a lot of chest pain, and like that went into my back, and like in the
And I'm curious to know because she's never stated whether she has some genetic component to the blood clot issue. I don't know because there can be some issues where you might have some type of disease or illness that will lead you to get blood clots. But my guess is because you live a sedentary lifestyle and you don't really move around, and that will cause blood clots. So yeah,
lung area.
another
So, and
reason
I was like so short of breath. So
obesity is
short
the
of breath, more
cause.
than usual. I couldn't even, and it's just like, couldn't do anything without, well, like walking a few steps, I would be so out of breath, and more than usual. So I went to the hospital, and they did a blood test and found, like, it's called a D-dimer test, and they found that I did have blood clots, and they did a CT scan, and they found I did have blood clots. I had some pulmonary embolism in my lung, so they put me
Because you
on
don't get
warfarin,
you
Coumadin, and
you don't move around.
which is for people who are overweight the most.
That's why I'm shocked these flights that you've been taking back and forth to Kuwait. And I'm shocked that you don't have blood clots, Chantal. Seriously, and you're not on the medication for it. You are lucky you have not stroked out.
Effective option. But I had to get regular blood tests, INR tests, which were a pain until I bought my own machine. But before that, I had to go to the lab. Like I think it was like I don't remember, every
So
week maybe.
what?
And so I had to be put on another medication.
So in her brain, going to the lab every week to make sure that her blood is okay and that she's not gonna give herself a heart attack or a stroke because of the blood clots. That's too much of a hassle to go to the lab every week to get her blood checked. Wow, you really care about life and you care about your health. Disgusting, Chantal.
So they put me on another
Just a
medication at
waste.
my request. Then they did warn me about the potential issues, but they thought there would be a chance it would be okay. Because there's a risk of, if you're put on a medication, like a certain like for people over a certain weight, mostly only Coumadin will work. So they put me on a different one where I wouldn't
So
have to have the test done anymore. But the pulmonary,
wouldn't that be your clue to lose weight at that point? And how many years ago was this, Chantal? Why are you talking about this now? This is years past. You've had like chlamydia, gonorrhea. I don't know. Maybe you need to get tested for HIV as well, with the activities that you've done.
Embolism came back because it wasn't working.
This has
The
been
medication
within the
wasn't working, so I
past
went back on Coumadin. So,
year or two.
which I'm not
Let
on
me
anymore. And I
remind
know a lot of
everybody
people
that
are gonna
these
think that's so dumb and
STDs were an
risky
issue.
because they did like tests in my legs to see like where the
And no, before you say anything, it's not defamation. You posted that information yourself, Chantal, so you're free game.
deep vein thrombosis, like to see if it was a deep caused by a deep vein thrombosis, basically a blood clot in my legs or something. So they
Because you don't
scanned my
move.
legs. It didn't originate from there. So they're not really sure where, but you are at a very high risk of developing blood clots if you are sedentary, if you're
Exactly.
overweight. So that's another thing I had. So then
And this has to do
I
with
recently
what?
was diagnosed in 2023. Was it 2023? It was like recently diagnosed with diabetes. I've had really high blood sugar for a long time.
Okay, number one, that's a lie. You were not recently diagnosed with diabetes. You've known that you've had diabetes for a few years now. They put you on Ozempic, and you didn't like the Ozempic because you didn't have the craving to eat, and you wanted to eat, and you missed eating all that crap food. So stop lying to the new people. All of this is available in the archives, Chantal. I don't know why you come on here and just constantly lie about this stuff when we can prove you wrong. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's moronic. Grow up.
I've probably had the diabetes for a long time. So I have that type 2. So yeah, those are currently the obesity related illnesses that I have. Some tests.
Okay, that's not the only things that you have. You didn't mention, you probably guarantee high blood pressure, guarantee neuropathy, guarantee high cholesterol. I can't, for some reason, I cannot say that word. Guarantee you have cellulitis. Guarantee you probably have some infectious boils on your skin. I mean, the list goes on and on that you have 100% that you're not admitting to.
We're done.
That's real good for your teeth, Chantal. Just
So, and
burn
I
that
got
enamel
diagnosed
off
with
of
that
them.
here in Kuwait. I saw a doctor, and they
You were diagnosed with diabetes a few years ago in Canada. Stop lying.
through like urinalysis. You know, they do a urinalysis panel and blood work. Found a high level of protein in my urine.
We
So
saw that on the
my
test.
kidneys.
And everybody was saying that when you posted the results of your blood test. There was even, there's nurses in some of these community threads and in the chat or whatever saying that your protein levels were too high and that you're damaging your kidneys. They've been saying this for months. I've been saying this for months.
You know, the beginning of having issues with my kidneys, which is common with people with type 2. I was told to drink a lot of water, especially with the medication.
It's funny. My husband has type 2 diabetes. He's has it for year. He's had it for years. He hasn't had a single kidney issue yet. And why is that? Because he keeps his diabetes under control, Chantal. He eats a good diet. So yeah.
For diabetes I was taking. And that brings me now to recently I've noticed like a very high increase in urination, like just always needing to urinate, like maybe every half an hour, literally.
And how long did you let this go on? Let me guess. You probably let it go on and on, thought it was a urinary tract infection, knowing that you have diabetes. So anything that, like any type of kidney issue that comes up, it should be like an automatic like red flag and get to the doctor immediately, but not you. I'm guessing you thought it was a UTI. I'm guessing you got some of those over the counter azo pills to kind of like numb the pain. Is that what you did?
Like just having to urinate and urinate, and I would have like pain in my side, like in the kidney area, like in my back. And I was feeling like after, like at the end of when I would go to the washroom, it would like I don't know how to explain, you know, that uncomfortable feeling when you have like a UTI? And I
Exactly,
just felt
just like I thought.
nauseous a lot. Like,
So I'm guessing she thought it was a UTI and probably let this go for weeks or even months until like the damage was getting so severe. I mean, I'm surprised, Chantal, you didn't go septic because of this, which is a possibility.
like to my stomach. So, come to find out, I have a mild, like a kidney infection. It's not like severe. So I'm on antibiotics for that now, and Salah picked me up some cranberry like extract that helps with like.
And another thing I'd like to point out with somebody like this, when you start to get chronic infections like this, and she's how many infections she's had, cellulitis, been on antibiotics, this constant usage of antibiotics, pretty soon they're going to stop working, Chantal, and you're going to get a virus or some type of bacterial infection, and the antibiotics are not going to work, and then you're going to have to go into the hospital and get the IV antibiotics, and that will be fun for you if you can even afford that.
This issue at the pharmacy, and I'm trying to drink a lot of water. And just, I'm so tired from this.
See, and that's the conundrum that Chantal finds her in. She's trying to drink a lot of water, which I would say would be good for a normal person without all these other comorbidities that Chantal has. But considering that she has high blood pressure, more than likely, she already is admitted to a heart issue, an enlarged heart. I'm sure there's probably some heart issues going on. Fluid is not your friend. You literally have to measure the amount of fluid that you take if you have any of these conditions going on. So be careful with your fluid intake. This is, I know this from experience.
Hi, baby girl. And, I'm just trying to feel better. So I'm resting a lot and, yeah, doing what I can. But sometimes I get really tired like this and just.
And another thing I like to say, she made a comment about the cranberry juice. You have to drink pure cranberry juice, not the ocean spray cranberry juice cocktail. Those are two different things.
And sometimes I have more energy. It's like, I don't know, it's weird, like when I was in the pool yesterday, I had a lot more energy, but I was still not feeling the greatest.
Because you were probably
And
medicated.
I'm just drinking a lot of water, trying to flush it out. So I really want to try to be super careful.
And another thing, I'm sorry that I keep pausing it so much because I'm like going through the Rolodex of my brain of things that I remember from my experience over this past 20 some odd years. Another issue with Chantal, because she's letting her diabetes just run free, with the neuropathy issue with her, she can lose like sensory feeling to go urinate, right? So she won't feel like she has to urinate. So what ends up happening is the urine will sit in her bladder and become stagnant and start to build bacteria in there. And that's probably what happened to her.
What I put into my body, it's critical at this point. I don't want to have kidney damage. I know people
You have it already, too late.
have had uncontrolled type 2, and they were on dialysis, and eventually, the person I knew specifically is no longer with us, sadly.
Yeah, my neighbor just died from that. He had diabetes. He was like a Motown singer. My neighbor, was a sweet man, was on dialysis for years. Just recently died from that because he could not find a donor for a kidney. So yeah, you're going to find yourself in that situation really, really soon.
And I don't know how much damage is already done to my kidneys, but I don't want to have like kidney failure.
That's a possibility
so I'm trying
for
to
you now.
Whatever damage is done, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do on my.
After this video, Chantal, I swear, which I shouldn't. If you come up on here and you do some BS, a mukbang with some crap food, or you do some crap food like it's a cheat day or I'm being bad or whatever the bullshit you like to try, you're going to have people coming at you with pitchforks again. And this is what makes you dangerous, because there's probably other impressionable people, even young people in their 20s, maybe even teens, that are watching you that might be going through similar issues, and they're going to follow what you do. That's what makes you dangerous.
Part to do that, even if it's suffering, like through the discomfort of the change and the,
Suffering. You haven't even
trying to
begun to
take
suffer yet.
control
Wait
of
till your kidneys
my
really
eating
start
disorder
failing.
and food addiction and stuff like that. So
And another thing too, I'd like to add, it's a domino effect when you don't take care of diabetes, or if I'll say any type of disease in general, the way the body works. You can go for a few years. Yeah, everything's cool. But then eventually it catches up to you. And what ends up happening is your organs start to get affected. So then first it's your kidneys, then it'll be a pancreas, then it'll be your liver, then it'll be your heart, then it'll be your lungs, and then you'll be dead. That's what happens, Chantal.
yeah, another kind of bleak video, but I hope that it will have a happy ending and not an abrupt one, and I can just like keep going and doing wonderful things
You
in
need to
life.
go
I don't
back to
think I've
Canada.
fully lived. I don't feel like I have, because I've done some really interesting, fun things in life, but I've
Like what?
always done
Cocaine?
them with a shadow hovering over. I have to follow up after the antibiotics are done.
What do you mean you've had a shadow following? What does that even mean? Your obesity is self-inflicted. So you have nobody but to blame but yourself. So what are you saying? Be mad at yourself. Don't blame everybody else. Don't blame your so-called haters. Don't blame society. Don't blame the world. Blame yourself.
With another urinalysis and blood test and see how the kidneys are
I mean,
doing.
honestly,
But
if you were my daughter, I'd smack you
inshallah,
across your face.
this will help it. And as long as I do my part, and just pray, do my part and pray. That's all I can do. So, anyways, guys, thank you for listening to me. I always say that I feel like I have a lot of time,
You don't.
which is why I don't take myself seriously, and now I don't feel like I have a lot of time at all. So, to deal with these issues. So, things can go, when you have like diabetes like that and you start having chronic health issues because of it, things can go from bad to worse and like that. So,
Exactly.
and
So what, is this a reality check for you? All of a sudden you thought, "Oh, I'm just going to do what I want with this I do whatever I want." Like Cartman, you're just going to be out here with this type 2 diabetes, purple fingertips, red around the mouth, like jaundice on the sides of your mouth, like all these signs and symptoms that you've been having, that your body is like literally shutting down in real time, and now all of a sudden you're afraid, Chantal. I highly doubt that this is going to change you, and I'm sure as I'm recording this, you're doing a mukbang.
I know a lot of people tried to warn me about that, and
Yeah, and what did you do?
it's
Blocked us.
it's true. It's true. It can get really bad. So, anyway, thank you for listening. I always feel a bit better after I talk it out, and
That's your problem.
I just didn't want to share at the
YouTube is
time
not
what
your
was going on. I
therapy
didn't feel like
office.
it. I was kind of just down and not feeling too good. I'm still not feeling too good, but I am going to. I am working on, getting healthy. I haven't eaten anything today. But I
Setting
woke up
herself
late.
up for a binge.
I don't feel terribly hungry right now. Head hunger, yes. I have that nagging head hunger, but physical
I
hunger,
don't even know what that means. Head hunger.
I haven't been
What?
feeling well. Like I said, I have some nausea, so yeah, just gonna tell it to shut up and go away, and then
See,
heck alone
that's the
for a
problem.
change.
That's how you treat your
Anyway,
diabetes.
I'll see you guys later. Hope you're doing well.
Anyways, yeah, if the agoraphobia post didn't piss me off, this one surely pissed me off. Chantal, you are literally not only playing with the fire, you are literally on fire right now. And if you don't do anything to correct your situation, we'll see where you are at the end of the year. Maybe no feet, maybe in a coma, maybe in a box. I don't know. But that's it for me, guys. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.